Hey, amazing viewers! I love connecting with all of you from around the world. Stay with me until the end, because this story is packed with surprises that will leave you inspired and thinking differently. Today's twist is something no one saw coming. And if it's your first time here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Show some love by liking the video, and don't forget to share it with your friends. The mountain air was thick with tension, the kind that creeps into your bones before the storm even arrives. The trees had stilled, the birds gone quiet. High above the winding roads of the Appalachian backcountry, the clouds brooded, dark and heavy like the weight of a bad dream. Thunder rumbled far off, not loud but deep, like a warning growl from something ancient. Marcus Callahan didn't flinch. He'd seen worse. War zones, burning homes, bodies broken by chaos. But the thing about danger, real danger, is that it doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it slips in through the rain. He reached across the center console, squeezed his wife's hand. Ava gave him a soft smile, even though her eyes betrayed her fear. In the back seat, Lily giggled, trying to distract her baby brother by making faces. Sam clapped his tiny hands. 10 months old, full of wonder. The road ahead curved around the mountain's edge, slick from the storm. Rain pelted the windshield. The radio hissed between weather reports. And at the very back, curled up but alert, lay Shadow, their retired military K-9. Shadow had once served alongside Marcus overseas. Together, they'd made it through enemy fire, treacherous terrain, and nights when survival had seemed like a fantasy. But time had taken its toll. Shadow limped now, his muzzle grayed, yet his heart remained steady, tethered to Marcus, and now to the family who had become his world. Then came the blinding headlights. A logging truck lost control on the curve, skidding, fishtailing. Marcus turned hard. The tires screamed. Metal shrieked. The SUV shattered the guardrail and plummeted down the slope. It rolled. Once. Twice. Then silence. The storm swallowed the sound, leaving only the soft hiss of steam and the pitter-patter of rain on broken glass. Shadow awoke to the sting of smoke and the copper tang of blood. The SUV was a crumpled shell. The front was crushed inward. Marcus, still, lifeless. Ava, her body draped over the center console. Lily lay unconscious, face turned to the shattered window. Shadow whimpered. He tried to rise but yelped. His back leg was torn, muscle ripped. Still, he dragged himself forward, crawling through twisted metal and mud. Then he heard it. A faint breath. A soft gurgle. Outside the wreckage, just yards away, lay the baby's car seat, thrown from the vehicle but miraculously intact. Sam lay inside, pale and unmoving, but alive. Shadow limped to him, nudged him gently. Blood matted the dog's fur, but he moved with delicate precision, licking the baby's face, checking his breathing. Then, as instinct turned to urgency, Shadow scanned the forest. He knew. Help wasn't coming. Not soon enough. Not here. So he made the choice. He covered Sam with Marcus's jacket, then picked up the baby's stuffed elephant with his teeth, Sam's favorite toy, and turned toward the mountain. The journey would later be described as impossible. 10 miles of dense wilderness, rain falling in sheets, lightning cracking open the sky. Shadow, limping and bleeding, crawled through mud, crossed icy creeks, scaled ridges slick with moss and shale. He fell. Again and again. At one point, he collapsed and didn't move for several minutes, but something kept him going. Not instinct, not training. Love. Hours passed. By the time he reached the ranger outpost, dawn was breaking. Shadow barked. A single, hoarse cry. Then another. His voice echoed in the valley like a call from the edge of the world. Ranger Leela Reyes wasn't a woman easily shaken, but when she opened her door and saw the mangled dog on her porch, soaked, limping, clutching a bloody baby blanket and a stuffed elephant in his teeth. Her breath caught. Shadow barked once more, then collapsed at her feet. The rescue unfolded fast. Emergency crews followed the dog's trail, his blood a breadcrumb path. When they found the wreckage, even the most seasoned first responders fell silent. The loss was overwhelming. But then they found Sam, wrapped in a jacket, covered in mud, barely breathing, but alive. As the medics lifted the baby into warm arms, Shadow struggled to stand. He limped over and laid down beside the gurney, refusing to move. They let him ride in the ambulance. He wouldn't have it any other way. Sam spent 3 days in intensive care. Shadow, too, required surgery and blood transfusions. The hospital allowed them to stay in the same room, an unusual decision. But this was no ordinary case. Doctors and nurses watched with awe as the baby stabilized, as if something about the dog's presence soothed him, kept his heartbeat steady. When Sam cried, Shadow whined. When Sam slept, Shadow stood guard. When Sam laughed, for the first time in days, Shadow wagged his tail, just once, weakly. There was no surviving family. No aunts, no uncles, no grandparents. The state began the process of placing Sam into foster care. That's when Leela stepped forward. I'm not looking to replace what he lost, she told the court. I'm just trying to give him a chance at what he still has. She adopted Sam. And Shadow. Months passed. Seasons changed. The ranger outpost, once quiet, echoed with baby giggles and the steady patting of paws across wooden floors. Sam grew stronger. Shadow did too, though his limp remained. At night, the baby would crawl across the living room rug, always in search of one thing. Shadow. And Shadow. He always let the baby tug on his ears, pull on his fur, climb over him. He never left his side. Years later, on the anniversary of the crash, a bronze statue was erected outside the hospital. A boy, a dog, side by side. No plaques, no names, just an unspoken story, one that didn't need words. In time, Sam came to understand what happened. He'd sit beside Shadow, now fully grayed, and ask questions. Lila would tell the tale, about a soldier and a medic, about sacrifice and storms, about how sometimes heroes don't wear capes, they wear collars, and how love, fierce, unconditional love, can survive even the worst night. Epilogue. Shadow passed away quietly one spring morning. The windows were open. The sun was gentle. Sam, now 5, held his paw. Leela cried as she buried him beneath a sycamore beside the outpost. Sam placed the old stuffed elephant atop the grave. Then he whispered, "Thank you for finding me." Years from now, when Sam tells his story, maybe to his own children or to strangers who don't believe in miracles, he'll say he was saved not by luck, but by a dog who wouldn't let him go.